letter for me.
So clear out the safe real quick. So I got an extra 10,000 that I can now use, which is kind of nice. Before I forget, we'll pop into the skill tree. So as you can see, we have the combat skill tree, a stealth skill tree, and an ecosystem one. So I usually will try to, like, if the game explicitly tells me that a character is built a certain way, I will try to give them that because I feel like they'll be more stronger for it if the game designer's intentions were to lead you down that path to begin with. So since each of them had kind of their own specialty, Jacob's was combat, Evie's was stealth, I maxed them out for them. So Jacob's done with combat. Little blue guys are the ones that he can only get. While I was doing that, if I had extra points to spend, or as soon as I finished up the combat one, I started plugging stuff into the ecosystem one. These are fairly all-around ones. Or maybe, I don't know, better put, more for like the assassins, like what their skill tree would be, more ambiguous, like all assassins, not just Jacob and Evie. So it's stuff to do with like the eagle vision, the carriage racing, which they introduced, basic defense. Nothing to write home about, but useful things. So I'm almost done with him. I actually got 12 skill points to spend, and these guys only cost 6. So I'm gonna get these guys. I'm gonna improve Jacob's gunslinger abilities, and then we're gonna max out his carriage abilities as well. So we're kind of done there, so now I can start plugging stuff into the stealth as I get them. Again, I can't switch over on the train, unfortunately, but when we load back up to finish the collectibles in the Stealthwork District, I'll switch over to her and we can spend some of her points too, and you can see how her skill trees are. They're the same, however, she's maxed out in stealth, and then I'm already plugging points into ecosystem for her as well, so they're more like balanced, and then I'll do combat for her too. So cool. So we got that rolling. Cleared up safe. Exciting times. So we'll go finish up those collectibles actually, and we'll fast travel again to this guy. See if I can find a close enough fast travel point. That'd be nice. We'll hit this guy. Anyways, if you're just joining in, this is kind of a little let's play for an app that I'm going to put out that I have a group of buddies of mine that are doing for video games. We're going to be doing like reviews and previews, content, stuff like that. Nothing exciting. I don't want to downplay it. It's going to be exciting. But yeah, we're going to be working on the app throughout the year. I'm hopeful to have like a preview of it coming this spring. We're going to be doing live Let's Plays via Twitch. We're going to be doing YouTube videos, tutorials, walkthroughs, all sorts of different games, not just Assassin's Creed. I try to get like a group of friends who, first of all, creative and had diverse tastes, so we can hit all sorts of stuff. We'll do Call of Duty, we'll do your Destinies, we'll do your indie games, we'll do AAA titles like Assassin's Creed and action games, adventure games, RPGs, a little bit of everything. We'll do videos on them, we'll do reviews, we'll do previews, and hopefully you'll be able to just download an app and content will be able to stream in for you, so you don't have to go anyplace else. You can catch us on Twitch and YouTube if you want. The AS Inquisitor page is already up, which is kind of cool. But let's wrap up these last couple collectibles, and then we'll start doing some. We'll take over this district next. So I've done a couple. Pretty basic. So each district is highlighted in red. That is not controlled by me. You go through each smaller subset of the district. They have these little missions that are either gang strongholds, Templar hunts, or bounties. And so you either have to go kill a guy, you have to go take out a gang, or you have to capture a guy and take him to the police. So very diverse, which is kind of cool. But once you get all of them, then it incites an all-out gang war between Jacob's gang, the Rooks, and the Templar gang that's in the area, which is kind of cool. That's a fun little one. It's like very reminiscent of like Gangs of New York or something like that, which I'm totally down for. So let's go get that pressed flower that we missed before we went on our train robbery. Oh, look at these fuckers. Jacob's a little more brutal. I got a blade for him, which I absolutely love. Although I have already played through the Jack the Ripper content, and I don't know, probably 80% of it you play as Evie, and it's like 20 years after the fact, and you can't really customize her too much. She's got several new skills that you can pour skill points into, but weapons and armor-wise, she's pretty much set, which makes sense. She's an older assassin. She's got the creme de la creme of gear, so you don't need to swap it out. But she's equipped with the brass knuckles, and that was highly enjoyable. Just beat Jack the Ripper down with brass knuckles. I was totally down with that. It's kind of cool because throughout the story, Jacob and Evie have like their own missions, and then they all kind of tie in together. Some of them you can swap back and forth. Most of them are like kind of predetermined. They're more geared towards Evie or Jacob. And like I said, he's more combat oriented and focused on building up his gang and taking London back from the Templars. Evie's kind of more knowledge and stealth based. She wants to get pieces of Eden and dismantle the Templars from within. And so hers always tend to be like reconnaissance or like finding information about past assassins or the area, or finding out where a piece of Eden is so that they can, wrestle it away from the Templars. Things of that nature. It's a good balance though, and it's evenly like jockeying back and forth. And then when you're just kind of doing regular gameplay, you can swap back. Depending on who you like more, or if it's a more stealth-oriented or combat-oriented situation. Look at that guy coming up on me in my own district. What's up with that? I like this fucker. Does he not know that the Rooks control this area? Seems pretty brazen in my opinion. Oh no, I'm gonna make our way over there. So I got a handful left. Shouldn't be too much longer. I don't know, there's definitely some notable like side quests. You can move past it. You can do stuff for Karl Marx, Charles Darwin, Charles Dickens. I met Florence Nightingale earlier in a mission. So if you're a history buff, like, I don't know, it's kind of cool to see some of these just larger than life historical figures that you meet, and that Ubisoft and the creative director of this game and writer have woven in to the plot. I'm a huge history buff, so I totally dig stuff like that. Anyways. We got a cliff or two left, and then we're going to start taking over a new district. Start doing some gang wars, take out a couple Templars. I'm just going to randomly dive into a hay bale because that seems appropriate. Okay, let's get this guy. Or not. A lot of the helix glitches, you have to get hit like a certain vantage point and then use the zip line, not activated, to kind of cruise over the top of the helix glitch. Well, we'll mark that guy. I just have to dive off this. Some of them are a little tricky to figure out, but Nothing crazy. There we go. Cool. So we cleared those. I got a chest wandering down here, so we'll pick up this guy. That way we have this district cleared, that we don't have to worry about it anymore. All the collectibles we've done. Also, it seems the best way to make money in this game is to go through and pick out the chests. A little tedious, but once you start getting some of the gang upgrades, you can start making more money via your chest and your train hideout, which is kind of cool. I'm still, like, I think one more upgrade for that to do. Then we can start making some regular cash to get some killer upgrades for our characters. So we got that. I have one more chest in this area, but I'm going to skip out on that one for now because it's this guy. And it's underground, and I circled this area, and I have no idea how to get down there. And that's the first time that's happened in this game because they've cleared out Lambeth, the Thames, which was kind of a bitch because you had to travel up and down the river as boats are crossing. And then Whitechapel is the area it started in, so that wasn't too difficult. So we're going to tackle... We'll do this one. We'll do a gang stronghold. Those are pretty fun. So we're going to hijack a carriage to get there quickly, because I don't want to fast travel. I'll take this guy. Or I'll just get hit by it. That works too. Okay. So we'll take this guy. Start cruising. I don't know. I can imagine that some people are going to bitch about the carriage driving, but I actually really enjoy it. There's some kind of cool, like, side races you can do. They handle like a carriage, so it can be a little difficult sometimes. But as far as the fluidity of like the controls and like how it maneuvers and steers, it's solid.
Keep moving.
One of the other associates that you can do besides like Charles Darwin and Karl Marx and stuff like that to complete side quests for is he's a bookie is what it comes down to, and he hosts like carriage racing and like underground like fight clubs. And so usually I'll take Jacob. I think it might automatically switch to him, but you can go to these underground London fight clubs, and it's very like Sherlockian, and you can just go to town. The objective is to like survive the most amount of rounds. Usually there's like a finite number of them. And the longer you survive, the better you do. Obviously, you get more experience and more money, right? I'm gonna stop here because it looks like our gang hideout is right beyond this building. So we're gonna zip line on up. Zoop. Oh no! Okay, what do we got? Okay. So it looks like I got some optional objectives here. Free and protect the captured Brooks. Kill the leader undetected. And there's 8 Blighters here. The Blighters are the rival gang. The Rooks are Jacob's gang. So we'll do a little Eagle Vision. I have mine maxed out so I can see through buildings. And then if I tag them, they'll remain seen even when I'm out of Eagle Vision, which is kind of cool. These ones are a little tricky. This one, I guess, in particular, is a little tricky because you have to free and protect captured Rooks. So if you alert any of the guys or use like the hallucinogenic darts, then they'll just automatically kill the Rooks and you'll fail the optional objective. So the best way to do this is just to be sneaky. So we're actually going to switch over to Evie. Here we are. Apparently Jacob's Eagle Vision holds true for her too. But like as shown before, Jacob's, his combat was all maxed out, and then the ecosystem I just maxed out. Hers, the stealth is. She already did ecosystem, but she can't get these two perks, the gunslinger and the defense